Hello everybody, my name is Andre Money Game Presents, and today we're going to be doing some Mountain Blade Warband single player. And so today, I am using the Diplomacy mod, which is a mod for Mountain Blade Warband, of course, which adds new features to the vanilla game and it just makes it better. So let's go ahead and start reading this. Welcome, adventurer, to Diplomacy for Mountain Blade Warband. Before beginning the game, you must create your character. Remember that in traditional medieval society depicted in the game, war and politics are usually dominated by male members of the nobility. That does not, however, mean that you should not choose to play a female character, or one who is not of noble birth. Male nobles may have a somewhat easier start, but women and commoners can all attain all the same goals, and in fact, may have a much more interesting, if challenging, early game. So let's go ahead and continue. Select your character's gender. I am, of course, a male. You were born years ago in a land far away. Your father was. Well, I'm going to say that my dad was a veteran warrior. As a child, your family scrabbled out a meager living from your father's wages as a guardsman to the local lord. It was not an easy existence, and you were too poor to get much of an education. You learned mainly how to defend yourself on the streets with or without a weapon in hand. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. You spent your early life as a craftsman apprentice. As a boy growing out of childhood, you apprenticed with the local craftsman to learn a trade. After years of hard work and study under your new master, he promoted you to a journeyman and employed you as a fully paid craftsman for as long as you wished to stay. Then, as a young adult, life changed as it always does. You became a goods peddler. Though the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhere along the way you had become a man, and the whole world seemed to change around you. Heeding the call of open road, you traveled from village to village, buying and selling what you could. It was not a rich existence, but you became a master at haggling even the most miserly. What is that word? Miserly? I quit. Nope. All right. We're just gonna go. That's miserly. All right. Miserly elders into giving you a good price. Soon you knew you would be well placed to start your own trading empire. But soon everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Soon everything changed when you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you take the decision was personal revenge. Only you know what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. Still, it was not a difficult choice to leave. With the rage burning brightly in your heart, you want vengeance. You want justice. What was done to you cannot be undone, and those debts can only be paid in blood. So we're going to go ahead and go onto this screen. So on this screen is your character screen. If any of you have played this game, you'll know what goes on here. But as you can see here, we have our attributes, or stats. And I think starting off, we're going to go ahead and put 2 points in agility and intelligence. Intelligence gives us more skill points to work with, and agility gives us more of this weapon proficiency, which I will go into. So, starting off, I think what we're going to start off with is we're going to want 3 in Iron Flesh, 3 in Power Strike, and 2 in Power Draw so that, we can use a bow. We have 2 in Riding, which is good, 1 in Trainer. I'm just going to go ahead and bump that up to 2. We're also going to want a little bit of Prisoner Management so we can make some money, and we'll put 1 point into Persuasion. Now, if we come over here into Proficiencies, you'll see this covers how good we are with the weapons. So I think we're going to go ahead and put all of our skill points into archery just because it's lacking a bit. And now the name. So what is the name of our commoner going to be? Our soon to be king? Well, I was thinking of Jakku Killian. Now this took me exactly 1 second to think of. I know, I spent a lot of time on it. But with that done, we're going to go ahead and go into the character creation screen. And I'm just going to go ahead and just pick a random face. As you can see, all of these are ugly. And I think we found our face. So this is our character. This is Jakku Killian. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off in Praven since this is our first time. You came by caravan through the heartland of Calvaria. Green shoots of wheat, barley, and oats are beginning to push through the dark soil of the rolling hills. And on the lower slopes of the snow-capped mountains, herds of cattle and sheep are grazing on the spring grass. Occasionally, too, you catch the sight of one of the great war horses that are the pride of the Swati nobility. The land here is rich, but also troubled, as the occasional burnt-out farm bears witness. You keep a wide berth of the forests, where desperate men have taken refuge, and it is a relief when you crest the ridge and catch sight of the great port of Praven, its rooftops made golden by the last rays of the setting sun. You are exhausted by the time you find the inn in Praven and fall asleep quickly. However, you wake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hairs on your neck on end, the rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. So here we are. So this is your first glimpse of how combat works. As you can see here, I have a crossbow, a shield, and then a staff, which I'm going to most likely get rid of because the staff is really sucky. And there's a bandit. Ah, we traded. I hit him in the knee though. You ain't an adventure anymore. Guess he's had to be a guard now. I make jokes. I hate myself. Alright. And this spritey fellow right here, the merchant of Praven. Are you alright? Well, I guess you're alive at any rate. I'm not sure that we can say the same for the other fellow. That's one less thief to trouble our streets at night, although heaven knows he won't be the last. Anyway, maybe you can help me with something. Let's talk more inside. Out here, we don't know who's listening. The merchant takes you to his house. Once inside, he stands by the door for a while, checking the street, and then finally, convinced you have not been followed, comes near you to speak. So, we're gonna go ahead and talk to this spritey fellow right here. Now, let me explain my proposition. We've always had brigands in the hills driven to banditry by war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bolder, leaving their camps in the wild and venturing into town looking for unwary prey. The watch commander tells us it's because of all the fighting on the frontiers. Fewer men to keep an eye on the streets, but I'm not sure what to make of that. It seems to me that the most logical explanation that these bandits have an ally inside the walls, who helps them enter unnoticed and helps them identify particularly tempting targets. Last week, you see, they took my brother. I don't know what my brother was thinking. A lad from a prominent house, out alone after dark in times like these. Well, I suppose you are too, but you're a stranger here. And didn't know how bad things had become. He had no such excuse. But he's family, so what can you do? If you don't protect your kin, people will start thinking that you can't protect your investments either. And I can't have that. No doubt the gang will soon say the word about a ransom, but I don't care to pay it. So here's my proposition. You look like you've had a bit of experience with a blade. Actually, if you can see on my back, that's a staff. But, I mean, it's your choice. You can say whatever you want. And more importantly, you must have a pit of fire in your belly or you wouldn't be coming to Colorado to seek your fortune. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Gather a small army, track down these bandits to their lair. Teach them a lesson they won't forget, and get my brother back safe. In return, you'll earn my lasting gratitude and a bit of silver. What do you say? I am interested. You won't be able to do this by yourself, though. If you try to take on the whole gang single-handedly, the hunter will become the hunted. I warrant. You'll first want to round up a group of volunteers. There's always a few lad in the villages around here, looking for a bit of work. That's more interesting than tilling the soil or hauling water. They'll follow you if you pay, so take this purse of 100 dinars. Consider it an advancement on your reward. Go round to the villages and use the money to hire some help. I reckon you'll need at least 5 men to take on these bandits. Very good, sir. I'll go collect some men from around the villages. Good. You can find me again in the tavern here in Praven after you've got your group together. Then we'll speak about what to do next. And that's the first quest. That's the beginning of our first mission. So as you can see here, this is the world map. Here in this area right here in the middle of the country, you have Swadia. Over here in these mountains is the Radaks. In the desert, Serenit Sultanate. Over here is the Kurgic Carnate in the snowy area. We have the Vaegirs, and then last but not least, we have the Nords. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to travel to Asgard to first start off. 4 recruits, which is a good start, and as you saw there was looters following us. So let's just chase these guys down. What do you want? Surrender or die. As you wish, prepare to die. I mean, we outnumber them, and they started running as soon as I picked up those guys. Oh, God. As you can see, every time you fight, depending on where you are, the terrain is different. So you have to take that into consideration when fighting. Go ahead and tell the infantry to move over here, or we'll tell them to move over here. And I'm gonna come around and try to stay on as much flat ground as I can. As you can see, I am mounted, so this is going to be difficult. Let's pull my crossbow. Ooh, no, I do not want to retreat. So it looks like I'm going to be coming from behind. So this is pretty good. They won't expect it. You know, we'll just tell my men to charge. It'll be better. Let's see. I think, yep, there they are. Pesky fools. Jesus, they're like sliding down this mountain. Ha! Got him in the knee. Oh. Come on. I missed. You wanna like stop slapping my horse, you skanks? Alright, I gotta get off. Yeah, just slap him a bit with the spear. Or hey, that's my horse. Ow. Alright, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. He just knocked out my horse. You skank. Yeah, that's what you get. Get put under the ground. And as you can see there, we took out them. So, since we knocked out those 2 guys with my staff, we get to now capture them. You skank. And, you know, we get better armor now. As you can see here, we do have some stuff that we can sell to earn a little bit of money because of what we chose. So, you know, choosing your backstory has a little bit of an effect on, like, your starting items. So let's go ahead and head back into Praven so that we can go ahead and sell our stuff. So we're going to go ahead and sell all of these trade goods that we have. We don't have any arms. So we're going to go ahead and sell this armor. And then lastly, we'll sell this horse because, you know, I don't need it. And now with that, we have a good amount of money. And let's see if we can get a nice looking sword. Rusty, chipped. Ooh. Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and get this short sword. Pick up a bow. Bent arrows. Oh yeah, some regular arrows. And there you go. And we still, you know, made a profit. So we need one more person. So let's go ahead and head to this village. And we got our one more person. So now we get to travel back to Praven. And we're gonna go ahead and head into the tavern. Alright. Now where is, there he is. Look, what, you ho? But there is a ransom broker here, so we can get rid of these 2 prisoners. You know, make a little bit of money off them. And there is, you know, heroes that you can get. So with that, I think we're gonna head up to Linda. Well, Christ. Yeah, here. We'll give him 60 dinars because I'm not ready to fight that. You see, those men-at-arms are like second to the highest tier. And it'd be bad because they're horsemen. So we're going to go ahead and head back into the tavern now. Splendid work. You hired enough men to take on the bandits. Now travelers entering Praven told us that there's a small group of robbers lurking on the outside of town. I suspect that they are all from the same band, the one that took my brother. Hunt them down and defeat them, and make them disclose the location of their lair. Very well, I shall hunt for bandits. Now, thing is, where are these darn... There they are. What do you want? I've been looking for you. Tell me where your prisoners are and I'll let you go. Ha! Those prisoners are only going free if you pay their ransom. Did you bring any silver? No, but I brought steel. I brought like rusty steel. I think no, this is chipped. Well, I mean, I brought steel in general. I also got a bit of wood, a string, a few arrows, and horse flesh. Let's go ahead and start popping off a few arrows. And you earn proficiency from, you know, attacking. See, that was a pretty good shot right there. Ooh, I missed. I hit him in the knee. One down. We're gonna wait for my troops to get back to attack these guys before we move in. I'll just deal a bit of damage as they, you know, throw rocks at us. Come on. Okay, got one. And with that, we have won, and we took, you know, a few prisoners. Ah, yes. Aye, spare my life, let me go and I'll go far from here. I'll learn an honest trade, you'll never hear from me again. I'll spare your life, but in exchange, I want information. Either you or your mates kidnapped the brother of a prominent merchant in town. Tell me where you're hiding him, and give me your word that you'll stop troubling the people of these parts and you can go free. Oh, bless you, sir. Bless you. We've done the lad no harm. We're keeping him in his hideout near Vendir. I'll describe the area nearby in detail so there's no mistaking it. We'll take his two mates prisoner, and we'll, you know, we'll level up this one guy into a militia. So that's pretty good. As you can see here, we got a few new stuff and more upgrading to do. So yeah. And with that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here. In the next episode, we are going to go ahead and do this tournament that was in Praven, and go ahead and take out the kidnapper's hideout and get the man's brother back. So with that, leave a like, favorite, and or subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.